Vikings and Bears wrap up week 1 of the NFL schedule tonight in Chicago. Kickoff coming up 8:15 Eastern time. Now, the Bills last night got a win at home against the Ravens. You may have seen what happened following a Ravens touchdown. A Bills fan was seen shoving DeAndre Hopkins in the helmet, and the same with Lamar Jackson. Jackson retaliated with a shove of his own. Well, that fan, according to ESPN, has now been banned not only from Highmark Stadium, but all NFL stadiums indefinitely. Giants head coach Brian Daboll says the team will stick with Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback for week 2 against the Cowboys. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid says wide receiver Xavier Worthy is day-to-day with a shoulder injury suffered against the Chargers in Brazil. 49ers signed free agent wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a contract and also gave right tackle Colton McKivitz a 3-year contract extension. Texans tight end Cade Stover has a broken foot, suffered in their loss to the Rams. Philadelphia Phillies shortstop Trey Turner, a grade 1 hamstring strain. I'm Dan Beyer.
Yeah, we're bushwhacking into the week. Bushwhacking and ball snatching. Let's go.
What are you, Karen Ball Snatcher?
Shout out to all the Karen Ball Snatcher fans. We're Covino and Rich.
Shout out to all the ball snatchers out there.
Yeah. And sniffers.
What?
I hope you had a Bills, not a Karen Ball Snatcher sort of weekend, a Buffalo Bills sort of weekend. We have football back, and we're excited. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, you could watch the stream, watch what you hear on our new YouTube page. It's Covino and Rich FSR, so youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. We got Showtime Mahomes trivia.
Yeah,
but
buddy.
like we always do, things that make you go, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
All right. Hey, I can't lie and tell you that the 49ers winning yesterday in dramatic fashion in a game that I felt like they were going to let slip away totally changed my mood. I don't like to be the guy where I let my sports teams dictate my moods. But when your team wins or loses week 1, I made the analogy before. It's like bowling. If you bowl an open frame in the first frame, you're like, oh, can we just start over? Like, no one wants to lose week 1. You
It's
just
like-
feel immediately behind the eight
It's like
ball.
having a disagreement with your wife the first day of vacation. You got to set the tone.
Come on, yeah. You want you want the day 1 of a vacation or the NFL season to result in fireworks.
Right. Right. Rich has a theory. Why don't you share your theory with the Fox Sports Radio Nation, the PG version, of course.
Oh, set the tone?
Yeah, if you want us
Oh, yeah.
uncensored, we're on Patreon Monday through Friday, Covino and Rich, but it's about setting the tone. I feel like the Bills set the tone. I feel like the Packers, the 49ers, the Steelers, the Colts, the Raiders, Danny G's Raiders
I
set
know.
the tone.
It's all about
Geno Smith and Pete Carroll set the tone.
Dude.
Now, know who did not set the tone? Russell Wilson.
No, oh no.
You know who didn't set the tone? Dan Beyer Seahawks. You know who did not set the tone? Trying to think of anyone that lost that could have
The
won.
Lions,
The Lions, yeah.
they were never in their game.
I know, that was tough.
But my set the tone theory, I just want to throw it out there. I'll try to give you the PG version. I always say when you go on vacation with your wife, girlfriend, whoever you're hanging around with,
Yeah, and these are big moments in life. You want them to count. You want vibes to be good.
you get to the resort.
Mm-hmm.
Bahamas, Dominican Republic, Mexico. You're on like an exotic vacation, like a beachy vacation.
When you're on island time,
You got your vacation shirts.
when you're sipping on Calix.
You take that little bus to the resort. You get there. They give you like a free cocktail as you walk in.
Si, free cocktail for you, my friend.
You sit down. They check you in, bring you over a little drink.
Mm.
I feel like before you even walk around the resort,
The sound of the steel drums in the background.
before you grab a drink or food, before you do anything, you know when you tell the guy, like, I don't need you to help me carry my bag to my room, just so I have to give you $5. Now I got my bag. I'm fine. I think you immediately have to get it on. Like, I'm talking like, all right, thank you. Thanks for we checked in. Boom. You and the wifey or girlfriend or whatever have to lay it down immediately, because then you're both in like great spirits.
And you set the tone.
You set the tone. There's no like pressure to be like, we're on vacation. We haven't been all over each other. Immediately, just get on each other, have a fun quickie, get it out of the way. It sets the tone.
Set the tone.
I mean, I'm all about setting the tone.
Set the tone.
And I think setting the tone is winning week 1 of the NFL, because it just
or striking the first frame, right?
Yes.
You got to start off on the right foot. And some teams did that.
Listen,
some teams didn't. But some teams did it even in a loss. Because the Ravens are a team to beat.
No,
man.
of course.
They looked electric until the end.
That's going to be in my things that made you go, But I do
Right.
want to point out, like, if you ever played high school, college baseball, any level of baseball, even Little League, pony ball, if you were a pitcher, I was a pitcher, not a belly itcher.
You're a ball snatcher.
I used to feel so confident if I got it out of that first inning clean. If you give up hits or runs in the first inning, it shakes you a little bit. You're like, oh, do I not have it today?
Can I tell you something? I had this thought. I think this applies to everything in life. I'm not just saying this. I had this thought this weekend, not only in football. I was watching Scott Hansen. What is that guy doing pretty much the rest of the year, right? He's preparing for Red Zone. It's his big weekend, right? And you have to figure that the very first opening segment, before they kick right into it, there's some butterflies. And like any job, any presentation, any big moment, once you get into the swing of it, the roll of it, those initial butterflies are out, you're in the zone and you're flowing and flying free the rest of the way.
Yeah. But you don't want to mess up that.
You don't want to mess up the beginning.
Like, I really believe that when they go to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, when they go to Greg Olson and Joe Davis.
Once that first break is out of the way, they must feel great about the rest of the game.
Like if Jim Nantz and Tony Romo are like, hello, friends, and they do their little intro.
You don't want to flub that.
Like if Tony Romo flubs the sentence, he's probably like, God damn it.
It's in his head the whole day.
No, he's probably like, what? I had one intro.
At least I, as a broadcaster or whatever you want to call me, a broadcaster who also does a podcast, I think from that standpoint, I'm like, look at you, Scott Hansen. You just rocked it. Let's go. The season has begun. And, a few minutes into it, now you're just in your flow.
Yeah, of course. But there are
after
times.
Game 1, you got to feel good about a big win. You set the tone, Buffalo Bills,
there are times
Green Bay
where,
Packers,
there's
49ers.
times where we start the show, and I feel like the first 20 seconds is great, or we both.
Yeah. Iowa Sam presses a wrong button. You're like, ah!
Yeah.
You set a bad tone. But guess what?
Hey.
In for Iowa Sam, sexy Ryan today.
Ryan.
What up, Ryan?
And I think
baby.
I think it's
Raiders!
time. I think it's time for Ryan to cue us up, because it's time for things that made you go,
Let's get into it. Set the tone for us, Ryan.
Let's go, baby!
Things that make you go,
Things that make you go,
Now it's back. We do this every football season. It's tradition now. Covino and Rich with Danny G, super producing on the phones. 877-99 on Fox. Any observation you made in the world of sports, life, but especially NFL football, your takeaways from week 1, let's break it down. There's no wrong phone calls, no wrong comments, no wrong answers. It's just your observations, what you took away from the first week. Let us know what you thought, because we got some obvious and observations to get to. I have a question to pose to start it.
Pose the question. Go ahead.
What was the bigger story this weekend? The Bills' comeback, which was like the game of the year the first week of the season. The Bills' comeback, or Karen ball snatcher from the Phillies? Bigger story, let me know. Because the answer, unfortunately, is Karen ball snatcher. Well, that is the biggest story that transcends sports all weekend long.
Put Karen ball snatcher on hold, because we're gonna break up the football today.
Rich, it makes me go, with all the great football, I don't know how she's still a headline.
This morning, when I was looking up stories for Fox Sports Radio and our Sirius XM stuff, I was stunned to see that Google News, Yahoo, TMZ, the main stories, what's trending still, that Philadelphia Phillies fan, Karen ball snatcher. But we're going to get to her, but I want to stick to football right now. My first observation, let's start last night, and then we'll work backwards. I think it's safe to say, after watching that Bills-Ravens game,
insane game, man.
I feel like both of those teams, it feels very reminiscent of when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning would go at it. It feels very reminiscent of when the 49ers and Cowboys, it's like whoever won between those two dominated that season in the 90s. There's a sense that the Bills and Ravens, I think, are just a step ahead of everyone else. Like, Ravens fans, you can't be upset today. I guess you can.
Oh, yes, you can.
But the reality is, you might go 15-2.
Dude, it's
you
the
might go
Bills
16-1.
season. It's look, last night felt like a movie. Danny G, I believe you even texted us that, right? I had the same thought.
In the fourth quarter, I texted you
It
that.
felt like a movie. And how are movies written? Life imitates art. And this is the last season at that stadium. The Bills have generation of fans just waiting to see them win one. They're going to win it all in their last season at that stadium.
You're really
all
already
right.
sold?
Well, okay. Of those two teams, right?
Yeah.
They both seem unbeatable. And somehow the Bills still beat the Ravens. Who's beating the Ravens? Who's beating the Bills?
I had the same thought.
Based on that.
The fact that we had the same thought, and we're not the only ones. I'm sure everyone.
Because we watched greatness
I'm sure
last night.
everyone had a similar thought. Maybe the Packers at times looked pretty dominant yesterday. But Dan Byer, I ask you, sports expert,
I thought
Mr.
Green Bay looked
Mr.
solid
Fantasy
too, but-
Sports, Mr. NFL. Those two teams last night look like in a league of their own. No.
Yes. I would say that they seem to be, at least in the AFC.
Yeah.
Chargers with a good win against the Chiefs, but for the sake of brevity, I'll just answer your question and say yes.
Thank you, Dan Byer. But okay, prisoner
What's
of the
the
moment.
what's the obvious of brevity? The Iowa Sam?
No.
Yeah, but based on last night, they seem unbeatable. Based on last night,
It really
that's all
did.
we got.
It felt that way.
That's all we got.
They're the top of the top of the food chain in the AFC. I still think that there are things that you take away from that. Like, I mean, honestly, if the Bills played the Chiefs, are you as confident that you can do that like you've been doing to the Ravens? And I'll bring Rich in for this portion. There was a point not so long ago in the NFC West, and obviously the 49ers won again in Seattle yesterday, but where it was like the Seahawks couldn't beat the Rams couldn't beat the Niners, and the Niners couldn't beat the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Like it was this triangle, this weird Bermuda triangle. And I feel there's a little bit of that. Not that the Ravens have beaten the Chiefs lately, but it feels for some reason like the Ravens can't beat the Bills for whatever reason. But the Bills are having a difficult time getting over that hump of the Chiefs a little. Now, I don't know if they're apples to apples, but that's a little bit what I feel like, whereas like the Ravens can almost seemingly do everything right and something's going to fall.
Styles
Dude,
make fights.
that's
Covino
yes.
always says it, but I think of that in all sports. Like baseball, for some reason, they play tonight, and it's a big matchup. If you want to turn to baseball just for a second, the Mets play the Phillies. I'll be the first to say I think Phillies are a better team, but
The Mets have their
the
number.
Mets
yeah.
seem to have their number. Yet there's teams where like I feel like the Padres have the Mets number, where I'm like the Mets play the Padres in the playoffs. It's over.
Yeah, no, you make a great point. We are prisoners of the moment, but you're right. The Bills will have a difficult time with someone else, whoever that is, because styles make fights.
I'll agree that even if we are prisoners of the moment, when you watch Josh Allen do what he did, and then in other moments you saw Derrick Henry running like he looked like a high school player that just runs over people.
Dominant.
And-
that fumble
and-
was so unfortunate.
And that fumble really is the difference. And I've seen people on social media, and there's a layer where it's like, could you have read the room different? Like, does Harbaugh and the Ravens say, even though it's 4th and 3 on that final drive, like clearly all the momentum was in one direction, would you have gone for it on 4th and 3? Instead of giving the Bills the ball back? Like, you go for it, you get that first down, game's over. But if you don't, you're leaving them in field goal position. It's a very tricky play.
Yeah. I wouldn't have gone for it.
I know, hindsight's 20/20, but
Yeah.
there is a part of you that's like, at that point, it's like, you get a first down, it's over.
Yes.
If you think Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson could get you 3 yards, go for it, because giving the ball back to Josh Allen just felt like there was something inevitable. Like,
And something I took away based on that game, because there's so many observations from so many great games. So excited about week 1 and, of course, Monday Night Football tonight we'll get into. But the best way to win over new teammates is to come out and do your job and do it well. And props to Matt Prater in a high-pressure situation. But that's what you're paying for, the wisdom and the poise and the confidence of been there, done that.
Yo,
the
Matt
veteran
Prater-
guy to step in that crazy moment like that. Danny G, I believe you texted us right as it was happening or right as it ended. Like, can you imagine making this comeback and then having it come down to that at home and missing it? That would have been a nightmare, but no, he had it.
Did you see the slowed down replay of where the hand just came within an inch of blocking that ball?
Which is so, I guess, poetic, because that defined how close that game was the entire time. They were that close to blocking that field goal. So Prater comes in at 41 years old, he might as well have been 81.
Dude,
the way he looked
like
last
he
night.
looked like he was in a Fall Out Boy cover band.
Dude,
like, he looked like a
so cool.
40-year-old guy with a 20-year-old guy haircut.
So cool to come through in that moment.
How many times during an NFL game do we see a completion that's short of the chains and the clock continues to run and they run the kicker on the field and he goes and kicks a field goal and makes it? Like, we don't pay any mind to that, except when there's 8, 7, 6.
Yep.
5. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, do they realize they're gonna, they're really gonna take this down to 2 seconds?
Oh, I know.
There was so much drama in that because of the time they didn't have any timeouts. They couldn't call a timeout. Ravens were out of theirs, but the Ravens had 2 prior. That was the great drama of it. Is I felt it was such a unique situation, but that happens all the time in the NFL. It just happened to be at the end of the game in what was one of the greatest games we've seen in a while.
And on that note,
Yeah.
something that made me say, and again, it's week 1, so we're going to see issues with certain teams, and some teams stand out, and it's still early is my point. Notice a lot of missed kicks over the weekend. Seemed to be a major pattern for the first week. Young Ho Koo being one of the bigger stories of the weekend. Like, wow, that's unlikely, but it happened. So your takeaways from week 1, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox.
Matt Prater. Now, I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer because I love the story. 41 years old. I always root for the 40-year-old guy. We're one of them now. I like rooting for the old guy.
Big weekend for 40-somethings. Aaron Rodgers, Prater.
But there's a part of me that feels like
Flacco almost won.
when they're
Phillies Karen.
When they're Philly ball snatching Karen.
She's got to be 91, that lady.
I did feel, though, at the end of the game, and I'm not saying he didn't contribute, but having Josh Allen and Matt Prater in the postgame, I know it was a nice story, but Josh Allen it was like a school project where he did 90% of it. And I know Prater did his job, and it's a tough job. It's a high-pressure job, but when they were like, Matt Prater, game ball, I get it. 100 hours ago, he wasn't even on the team. But Josh Allen played, and there's old-ass Matt Prater next to him as if they equally contributed.
That's the name of the game.
I know they did technically, but I'm like, come on.
Rich, there were kickers who didn't even have that much pressure. Koo was trying to tie the game for the Falcons.
I think Moody on the 49ers should be out of a job today.
Exactly.
How about the Browns? They lost because of it.
Yeah, and Beyer made a great point that as that clock was winding down, my wife was wringing her hands like, what? Why aren't they kicking it yet? Why are they waiting? And I'm like, they're trying to run it out all the way. And she's like, oh my God. And that's how we all felt watching that. That was a huge spot for him. Regardless of the kick, of how long the kick was.
Yeah, but the greatness of Lamar Jackson, too, to make sure that you don't want to give it back to him with any chance whatsoever. So I have another takeaway aside from the games, Rich. What was your thought on the virtual measurement this weekend? The digital fourth down virtual measurement. What are they calling that, by the way?
Well, they still have a referee spot the ball, so I guess it just
cool with it. Like, are you amazed by it? Do you think it's cool? Any thoughts?
I'm not like. I hate
We're sort of just rolling with the new change.
Sort of lukewarm with that. I just feel like the chains were sort of silly to begin with. It's like two jabronis just pull out chains, and it's like, here's the chain.
Yeah,
like,
but something that
I don't know.
We were used to for all these years is just sort of gone.
With all the technology,
no one's really talking about it.
With all the technology, it just makes sense. I think. I think it makes sense, right?
I mean, you can't not point it out, though, right?
No more chain gang.
No more chain gang.
Matt Prater, so old. Did you hear some of the Buffalo Bills responding to Matt Prater just being on the team?
I'm not going to take a shot at his age, but he walks into the special teams meeting, and I'm like, oh, we got a new coach. And then I'm like,
new coach.
That's Matt Prater. Holy cow, this guy's been, balling in the league. Yeah.
First time I seen him, I was like, is that a coach? And he comes out here, man, and he's a great dude. Comes out here, kicks a game-winning field goal. He's special, and I'm just happy to have him here with us.
The oldest guy in the world, ain't he? Shoot, I'm thankful for him. Keep your old ass with the Bills. Oh, man, I'm thankful for him. I'm glad that somebody could come in on Thursday and help us big, because every piece matters, and he came in, he understood the assignment, and he got the job done.
He looked old next to those young guys, but came through big for the Bills. And you know what it's like, to make it relatable? These are dudes in their young 20-somethings, and they look at this guy, and they think he's a coach. He's 41 years old. He might as well be, again, 71. He's a young man in life, but an old man on the field. That's like you in your early days of your career, and guys in their 40s, you thought they were way old.
Yeah.
So think about it. You look back and you're like, they weren't that old. But when you were 20-something starting out at the new place, at the office, that guy in his 40s, he was ancient to you.
And now
So
when
you can imagine how they feel in sports.
Of course, when you're 20, you feel like, in your mind, your boss, who's probably 40-something, feels old as hell. Now you're 40-something, and you feel like, oh, I'm a young guy. And you're like, no, they don't think I'm a young guy.
Right. So they were not thinking he was a young dude, and he doesn't look young compared to those dudes.
And Matt Prater.
But props to him.
It looked like he hadn't slept in 3 weeks.
I know.
Josh Allen, what a night. Dan Byer, I'm not one to rub it in because you and I, Niners, Seahawks, we got our little battles. But I think Niners snuck by. I think Moody stunk. But I think they got a miraculous catch. You guys should have won that game based on the Niners' misplays, to be honest.
The Seahawks did not deserve to win that game. They could have made plays.
To be honest, they should both be 0-1. I just feel I'm happy to get the W, but oof.
I would say overall, and again, because we're doing the Sunday afternoon show, I'm not locked into the game as much as you are because we have 3 other games going on, but we did watch the final sequence, and there were 2 or 3 plays that I thought that the Seahawks could have made, including that last forced fumble by Nick Bosa or the back of Abe Lucas. But I would say if you looked at what San Francisco did throughout, they shot themselves in the foot. I thought that they were the better team throughout at the time that we were watching, and yeah, has the people in Seattle scratching their heads today on wanting a better performance than what they got.
Well, the 49ers, I agree with, I heard Colin talking about this, that though he did throw 2 picks, Purdy had some gutty moments in that game. And I think Brock Purdy, while the box score might say, touchdown, 2 interceptions, and it didn't look great. What is he, 2-2, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, there were times where he stepped up. I do think he made 1 really ill-advised interception.
I think he played tough. He had to play some football, and then minus Kittle,
no,
too.
Juwan Jennings at times, Kittle out. Like, they were all banged up, too.
The Tonjes touchdown catch should have been a batted ball or an interception, so it could have been 1 or 3. However, I don't think throwing interceptions is as bad at times when you see certain quarterbacks. And to your point of who Purdy is, he sometimes makes those throws. He has the guts, and it works out for him, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't think he has to have 36-4 like certain quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
If he throws a few picks, sometimes you just got to take it because that's what makes him what he is.
All right, so we set the tone. We gave you some of our takeaways. We have more. Now we get you involved next. We do this every Monday during the football season. Things that made you go, We're going to get to all your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. And, of course, we're going to play Showtime Mahomes Trivia. We got things to do today. Places to go, people to see, and get you ready for Monday Night Football.
No
Again,
doubt.
More Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Now, if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Pros makes it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with ExpressPros.com.
Express is your full-service workforce solution connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, they have the talent you need ready to go to work.
You got to work. A contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs, provide the people you need to meet current demands, and if you need full-time employees, Express could recruit them for you. Express Employment Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving businesses time and increasing flexibility.
Find your nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 Express locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support of international headquarters. Listen, hiring's stressful. Stop the hassles and the hoffs and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com. Find the location near you. It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it. Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding. He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable. He made the right call. You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Wu-Tang! Ryan, sexy Ryan. Straight from the slums of Shaolin. And, of course, Danny G from the mean streets of L.A. He's on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. We're Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Remember, if you miss any of today's show, you want to catch the podcast, search Covino and Rich wherever you get your podcast. And after the show, Danny G puts it up every day, best of.
Buddy.
And we have a best of the week that drops Saturday morning, 6 a.m. out here on the West. So check us out, Covino and Rich. And, of course, we're streaming live on the new YouTube page at Covino and Rich FSR. We're in the middle of things that made you go, this weekend, week one of the NFL, in the world of everything, but especially football.
I think that while we talked about how Ravens fans have nothing to be ashamed of, you could argue they're the second best team in the league. If they did power rankings today, I don't think they're any worse off than they were before that game.
Between Jackson and Henry, just dominant.
I mean, it was like one fumble and one, conservative series at the end where they gave the ball back. Like,
yeah.
What did you do wrong? Maybe the defense, but then it's Josh Allen. So anyway, I think the other team that has nothing to be ashamed of is the New York Jets. I know the Jets love to jet, but they lost on a 60-yard Boswell field goal.
They were battling.
A 60-yard field goal.
That was a battle.
Aaron
that was
Rodgers
a game.
Played great. In fact, Aaron Rodgers had something to say about his former team. Take a listen.
You spoke about the meeting with Aaron Glenn on McAfee a few months ago. Beating him, is there significance in that since he basically told you to your face that he didn't think you were right for that team?
Yes, that's what he did.
So there's significance in beating him for you?
I was happy to beat everybody associated with the Jets.
I love that.
Yeah,
I really do. I love that competitive spirit. But
then again, what is he supposed to say?
I mean,
right?
This is football. They're competing.
I want to beat every other radio show.
I want to beat everyone and anyone that ever employed me, and I want them to all kiss my ass. That's how I feel as a competitor, and I'm not in the NFL. He's in the NFL.
So I feel Aaron Rodgers
Yeah, I
on
think that's great. I think that's the kind of competitive spirit you want.
Bro.
Props to him and his new helmet. Did you notice Aaron Rodgers' new helmet?
To try to keep any pace with some of the powerhouses in the AFC, they needed that game. 60-yard field goal is what did Mike Tomlin say? His kicker's a damn assassin or something?
A serial killer.
A serial killer. That's a hell of a field goal. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed that would have been good from 70, it seemed.
Yeah,
that ball went
nasty.
through the uprights, and some dude caught it in the back of the end zone. So, like by the wall. So, I think that Jets fans, they saw some moments where it's like, all right, this team might be decent.
That was a fun-ass game. I wasn't expecting all that, but it was great to watch. And now we go to your takeaways.
You know what they need to figure out? Can I throw one more thing out there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't be the only one that is dealing with this annoyance. I roll out, the second TV. We got the multiple TVs going on a Sunday. Remember how back in the day on old cable remotes, you would have the back button?
Look at you, fancy pants.
Show off.
You had the back button, right? Like if you were watching two things, you could go back and forth, back button.
Like the recall button.
Yeah. If I'm watching the Jets Steelers on CBS, but I'm watching all the other stuff on YouTube, there's no back. Like if I want to go from one to the other, I have to press home and go to a different app. But don't.
No. Sorry.
I want to strangle you. I can't be the only one that thinks that's a pain in the ass, right?
Of course, the whole thing's a pain in the ass. You know what I realized, though?
Because what I'm saying is there's always local games, but the local games are never part of the YouTube Sunday ticket.
The best way to watch is a hassle in itself because it's hard to figure out. I will say this, things that made you go, we speculated on Overpromised, our bonus podcast, which is available now on our YouTube page, episode 107. Red Zone with the commercials wasn't that big of a deal. A lot of people were thinking, this is a travesty. We have commercials on Red Zone, no longer commercial-free for 7 hours. They did a split screen. It wasn't really that bad. I didn't notice it to be a big deal at all. Danny G, did you?
You know, what I noticed watching from YouTube for the NFL Sunday Ticket, just like right now how you guys could look at your live chat on our YouTube channel for CNR, that was fun watching all the comments and everything that was going on off to the right of the actual game. So that's a new twist for watching football.
And not only that, when there is a commercial, like we said, if it's like a pitching change in baseball while the announcers are talking and all of a sudden there's like a Little Caesars ad on the right of the screen, does that really bother you that much?
It wasn't that big of a deal.
Not intrusive.
But a lot of people were expecting the worst. Okay, so those are some of our observations week one, things that made you go, Let's go to the phones now.
Dustin in Illinois. What's up, man?
Hey, Dustin.
Hey, just calling. Was the Bills Ravens the only game I really got to lock in on? Great watch. But I hadn't heard anybody really talking about the missed extra point, so it would have been a tie game at the end instead of going for the win. And did the Bills play for the tie in overtime, or did they go for a touchdown there at the end? So it was a great game. Really great way to cap off Sunday. So just wanted to hear your thoughts on what you thought maybe the Bills would have done if that were going for a tie instead of the win.
I always love those little what ifs, but you're right. The little missed extra points change the whole philosophy. And, I think the Bills in that at home, I think you go for the tie and go to overtime because then again, they miss so many 2-point conversions along the way. So I wouldn't be so confident
Isn't
going
there like
for
an
it.
unwritten rule of down by 14, go for the 2 points? Dan Byer?
The point, and I appreciate the caller because ultimately you say, missed extra point cost them. But there were a couple of things that happened. Remember that the Bills at one point in the game, for some reason, went for 2.
Yeah, uncharacteristically,
when
right?
it could have been an 8-point game if you kicked the extra point. They didn't get it, and then they were down 9. So you're saying to yourself, well, that's weird. Like, it was the start of the fourth quarter, so that was a curveball. But the Ravens missed the extra point to make it 40-25. Then the Bills scored, kicked the extra point, and were within 8. They then missed the 2-point conversion, which made it the 2-point game. So there were other things that were happening.
It's like butterfly effect.
Yes. So, granted, you would love to have made the extra point. The game would have been different if you would have made that extra point, no doubt, because it still would have been a 2-score game at one point. However, there were enough things that happened along the way that I think that's not ultimately the reason they lost.
That was a crazy game to watch.
There was another missed extra point that was the Tampa. Was it the
Browns and Bengals missed extra point and missed field goal for Cleveland would have really helped against Cincinnati. The Buccaneers missed an extra point to make it 23-20.
Yeah, because it could have been when Baker scored that last-minute touchdown, it would have been 24-20. So Koo missed the field goal, but they shouldn't even have been in that position to have a field goal tie it. So
yeah, that was so weak.
How do you feel about your boy Baker? That was a game that I had on. I had it on the four screen split, but I don't know. NFC South doesn't excite me really.
It was a game, like you said, that shouldn't have come down to the wire the way it did.
Did you see that one still shot that's been floating around where it's Michael Penix Jr. and he looks like he's 5 yards away from the end zone, and he's being tripped up, but he still found a way to get into the end zone, like amazing. The athleticism.
Yeah, the meme says it proves the length of Penix matters.
Yeah, the length of your Penix matters.
The length of your Penix
matters.
Matters.
Right,
please say Penix.
Let's go to Mitch in Jersey. What's up, Mitch?
Hey, what's up, Mitch?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
What's up, man?
I want to throw in USC's taking care of business. And speaking of USC, Jackson Dart, ex-USC guy, the Giants got to let him start. Start the era. I mean, Russell Wilson's Hall of Famer.
Are you delaying the inevitable by keeping Russ in there? I mean, it's only week 1.
Man, he took some hits. He really did. I don't know if you could put that on him being slow out of the pocket or the line just not protecting him, but he looked bad.
Uh,
Do you want to throw Jackson Dart in there against the Cowboys on week 2? I saw Dable said they're committed to Russell Wilson this week as of now, right? So
no, I remember I predicted a couple weeks ago we'd see Dart in week 4 or 5.
So I'm with Danny's prediction. I feel like you got a couple more of him sticking with Russ. Like the 49ers committed to Jake Moody. So Kyle Shanahan said we're not moving on from Moody. Meanwhile, this guy stunk last year, missed a 27-yard chip shot and had a field goal blocked. So it's, sometimes a coach feels like they have to stick by their guy.
Well, props to Daniels and the Commanders, 21-6 over the Giants. But speaking of the Giants, something that made me go, I got to throw this out there. I don't think anyone's going to say it. Was Danny Dimes looking solid, bro? Is that the real deal? I thought he looked great. Or did the Colts just look that good, or did the Dolphins stink that bad? Or both? Both
I
can
was
be
going to
true.
say, yeah, can both be true?
Why not both?
But Daniel Jones had a game. Is this like a new start for him and his reputation? I thought that stood out to me. All right, back to the calls. 877-99 on Fox. Who do we got?
Let's say hi to Doug in Maryland. Hey,
Doug.
Hey, guys. Hey, real quick. I looked at a picture of Prater. He doesn't look 41. You guys got to look at pictures of George Blanda in 75, 76.
That's the one they always put next to Brady, and it looks like they're like generations apart.
George Blanda looks like a Marlboro man playing for the Raiders.
Yeah.
He does. He looks so old.
What's up, Doug?
my Raiders winning in New England. I mean, that's the first time in like 37 or 38 years we've won in New England because of the, you can't count the Tuck Rule game. So if you go all the way back, it's like 37, 38 years since we've won in New England.
I felt happy for you, Danny G, my mom, Sexy Ryan, everyone that I know is a Raiders fan.
I loved how Geno Smith gave Pete Carroll the game ball and how hyped they were in the locker room at the end of the game. They really fired up.
You mean Geno Smith, who threw for 362 yards
and one tutty?
Like Danny,
he was 24 for 34, threw some big passes.
I'll pat Danny G on the back again because he's like, "Yo, this team's gonna throw for a lot of yards."
Oh, your boy Genti looked great.
I'm surprised they didn't put up more points for all the yardage. They didn't put enough points on the board, but they won.
Yeah, the O-line is going to need to step up a little bit more. I was proud of the defense for the way they played. And the biggest deal for the Raiders was traveling to the East Coast. Usually that's almost an automatic L for an early game where they have to travel all the way east. What happened, though, is Pete Carroll not only has everybody prepared, but the halftime adjustments were the big thing for me. It has been a long time since the Raiders had a coach or a coaching staff that could make halftime adjustments like that.
No doubt. All right, well, listen, we're going to take the rest of your feedback, but let's go to DB running a little late. Let's get the update, Dan. What's doing today?
I agree with Danny. Drake May looked like a different quarterback, and not in a good way in the second half. I thought that the Raiders also flustered him defensively. Bills fans had a lot to celebrate, except one fan last night. We all saw the highlight after the DeAndre Hopkins touchdown of a Bills fan making contact with Hopkins, pushing him in the helmet. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. Then we saw Lamar retaliate with his own shove. That fan has been banned from all NFL stadiums. He was ejected last night. Now not allowed to be in any NFL stadiums indefinitely.
Good. Anything about fining Lamar Jackson or no?
Nothing on that.
Good. I think keep your hands off the players. Like, how entitled and off are you to think you could touch these guys, especially in an aggressive way like that?
I was going to say, thank God, because also instinctively, Lamar Jackson should be able to be like, whoa, I'll push someone back.
I agree.
Instinctively, that's just taking over.
Yes, and as you guys said, that the Ravens, even though with the loss, may have something to look forward to. Could be a different story from the Dolphins that you just talked about, Mike McDaniel, earlier today.
I would say the good news and the positive is I don't see how it could be worse. And I also believe in the coaches and players to get it fixed.
Giants will have the Cowboys in week 2. Brian Daboll said today that Russell Wilson will continue to start at quarterback for the squad. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid says wide receiver Xavier Worthy is day-to-day with a shoulder injury. Right now not opting for surgery. Niners signed free agent wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. Also gave right tackle Colton McKivitz a 3-year extension. Phillies shortstop Trey Turner, a grade 1 hamstring strain. Team hopes he can be back before the end of the regular season. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dan Byer. By the way, week 2, a game that I didn't think I would care about, but now looks pretty interesting. Patriots at Dolphins, 2 0-1 teams, and McDaniel and Tyreek Hill looking a little frustrated.
Got a lot of criticism. They were saying his press conference after the game matched the play on the field from the Dolphins.
So
he's got to step his game up.
He might be on the hot seat for sure. And the Patriots, fell short to Danny's Raiders, but I feel like they have more juice in the tank. So that should be an interesting one, week 2. All right. More observations, the things that made you go, Week 1 of the NFL. We'll do it next right here. Fox Sports Radio. From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles.
Wake up, it's 2 pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes!
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants some?
bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it. Recapping here on Covino and Rich. I mean, football season just brings out just a different weekend vibe, right? Like,
so much fun, so many stories, makes Mondays that much better because we recap it with things that make you go, We're going to get to your phone calls again.
And here's
and
the
of
fun
course,
of it.
Monday Night Football tonight.
Here's the fun of it. We recap, and by the time we're done recapping, we start looking forward to week 2, and it's just one fun cycle.
Exactly.
Fox Sports Radio CNR. We are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and do you mind if I cue up the Tyrek play of the day? Because, my goodness, just when you thought Sam Darnold might spoil my afternoon, Nick Bosa did this and totally redeemed us.
Now to 45 seconds, and it's 2nd down and 5 at the 49ers 9. Again, shotgun. Again, Darnold looks. Darnold, the ball came out, and Bosa falls on it. Was that a pass or is it a fumble? Might have been an empty hand, and the ruling is 49ers football.
Bosa time. What did we say? Bosa time. Holy smokes.
And Rich was doing the worm in his living room.
Bosa time.
In excitement, Rich was doing his special dance. That's courtesy of KNBR Niners Radio Network, and that was our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Now back to the phone calls, things that made you go, Week 1 of the NFL.
Let's go to Dave.
Yeah. What's up, Dave?
Cincinnati. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What up, buddy? I feel like you, if you're a Bengals fan, should be happy because you usually lose heartbreakers in the beginning, and you won a game you didn't really play that well in. So if I were you, I'd be happy.
That's my concerns, though, right? I mean, because I feel like the Bengals didn't win that game, that Cleveland lost it because of the PAT and the missed field goal. Now, but on top of that, it didn't really help in the beginning of the game when the referees seemed like they were just having some bad calls here and there. But, that's besides the point. But the fact that we did get that W, we still started off slow. Now, granted, we do play Cleveland like this every game. It seems like they're our nemesis, that we can't get past them. But the way Baltimore and Pittsburgh played yesterday, I have more concerns with even getting a wild card spot.
Yeah, your division's going to be tough. But you play the Jags this week, which I think is a telling game. You're 3.5-point favorites. The game's at home for Cincinnati, so...
But he's not wrong. That was a concerning win, if anything.
But you know what's better than a...
Way closer than I thought it was going to be.
You know what's better? No, what's worse than a concerning win? A
loss. Yeah, you got the win.
You got a dub.
But it does show you, like, man, are we...
I'm sorry, should I quote Fred Warner? Dub City!
It was Dub City, but...
It was Dub City.
Can you really compete with some of these other teams that we saw this weekend after that performance?
There's just a lot of season to go, but let's go to Idaho. And Joe, what's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, guys, just a small thing from that Ravens-Bills game. Probably wouldn't have mattered, but I feel like Harbaugh definitely botched that last time out. If he waits till there's 10, 11 seconds, Bills have no timeouts. They can't even take that knee, or if they try to, they got to jog 41-year-old Matt Prater out there in one of those fire drill field goals and at least make it a little bit tough for him. But that's all I got.
Yeah, listen, that game we're gonna look back, in a couple months. It's gonna be like a memory. Like, oh, remember week 1? Football, NFL moves fast. These two teams, I wouldn't be shocked if it's your AFC Championship game. In fact, I almost would be shocked if it wasn't, right? Who else? The Chargers, Kansas City? Like, who else is in the mix that could play at that level?
Oh, man, at that level, it's still too early to say, but based on that, I don't think anybody. I got something non-football related. The fact that the VMAs are still a thing, that made me say, Like, that was last night, guys. We're so caught up in Bills-Ravens. Like, VMAs? Video Music Awards?
Well, there's things that used to mean a lot that don't anymore. Being on the cover of Rolling Stone, late-night TV, Saturday Night Live. Like, there were things that were so awesome
Saturday morning cartoons.
Saturday morning cartoons. There were things that were, like, such a big part of culture. The Video Music Awards used to be a big deal. Hip-hop, rock, pop. Last night, it happened, and who even knew? If I didn't scroll through it on TMZ, just be like, oh, it was on last night, I wouldn't even have known.
So that made me say, The fact that they chose yesterday for the award show made me say, I'm like, you mean the kickoff for NFL?
Yeah, what are we doing?
All right. So we got the rest of your phone calls next. 877-99 on Fox. Things that made you go, and we're giving away prizes next time.
Prizes, don't worry, we're not going to let... We're not going to let Karen Ball Snatcher off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about that. Some MLB as well. More CNR next on a Monday. Lots of fun on a Monday. Covino Rich.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it. Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham!
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great.
Tonight, the Vikings and Bears wrap up week 1 of the NFL season. Kickoff from the Windy City coming up at 8:15 Eastern Time. Bears president Kevin Warren sending a letter to their fan base today, looking forward to this season, and also saying that they are committed to building a stadium in suburban Chicago and not downtown Chicago. Bills got a win last night against the Ravens, but during that game, a Buffalo Bills fan was seen shoving multiple Ravens players during a touchdown celebration, including Lamar Jackson, who retaliated with his own shove. ESPN reports that fan has now been banned indefinitely from all NFL stadiums. Giants head coach Brian Daboll says the team will stick with Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback for week 2 against the Cowboys. Saints safety Julian Blackmon has a torn labrum in his shoulder, according to the NFL Network, and would be done for the season if he needs surgery. Phillies placing Trey Turner and Alec Boehm on the injured list. I'm Dan Beyer.
Whoa!
Oh, hey!
Hey, settle down.
Whoa, the show that's never seen each other's junk. Covino and Rich.
And planning on keeping it that way, by the way. Winning. By the way, he had a weekend, huh? Charlie Sheen?
Are you going to watch that documentary on Wednesday?
Of course.
That'll be a nice little breakup from all the football action.
That's
Wednesday
right.
when you got nothing doing?
Yeah, you know who was winning? The Bills, the Packers, the Niners, Steelers, Colts, Danny G, and Big Sexy Ryan's Raiders. Covino and Rich winning, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. Ever wanted to try an Olympic and Paralympic sport, by the way?
Don't tell me what to do.
Try fencing. Yeah, try fencing there, Buster Brown. I think you should
Fencing?
check it out.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's fast, safe.
and easy to start. I
There you go.
see where you're going. Find a beginner class near you. usafencing.org/tryfencing. That's usafencing.org/tryfencing. And Danny, as we go over the things that made you go, I know you're way invested in the AFC West. We saw the Chiefs lose. Chargers looked hella good. Justin Herbert with his hot new girlfriend, Madison Beer, must be inspired.
Oh, bro.
They're out on the town looking hot together.
That's why he was sliding like a superhero at the end of that game.
Right? Who's had a better week than Justin Herbert? So, Chiefs are 0-1, which makes my out on a limb, Chiefs missed the postseason, look like, ooh.
Hey, speaking of.
Except, how many times now, Covino, have the Chiefs started slow?
Yeah.
And half the media is like, that's it for them. Dynasty's over. Bye-bye, Chiefs. And then they come storming back the second half of the
Well,
season.
ask Showtime Mahomes when he gets here, if they're worrying.
So, you said the Raiders win yesterday. A sloppy win, but still a win for the Broncos. I feel like that was I wouldn't say boring game, but I had that on the second TV because there were fewer late games. Were the Tennessee Titans and Cam Ward looking half decent, or did the Broncos just have a weak game? That was one of the weaker games I thought yesterday, to be
Nick
honest.
struggled. There was a head scratcher at the end of that game, too, because they could have sealed the win with a field goal, and instead they went for it on fourth down and threw that long pass, and a lot of people were screaming that was fixed for gambling reasons. Hard to make what the Denver Broncos are right now. Are the Titans a decent team, or did the Broncos just have an off day?
Yeah, the Broncos shut down. It was the Titans not scoring in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, their
That was the
defense,
difference.
the Broncos' defense in the third and fourth quarter definitely showed up.
Yeah, they let up 3 points, I think, in the second half.
What's up, Dan?
Sean Payton made some decisions that would have blown your mind. They went for it on a fourth down at the 46-yard, their own 46-yard line, up 8 in the middle of the fourth quarter, maybe 5 minutes left to go. And I know that they have a rookie quarterback on the other side of things, but then he doubled down and they went for it on a fourth down where he threw a deep pass, it wasn't a Hail Mary, but they were just interesting decisions. It was almost like they were daring the Titans to try to beat them. They only had an 8-point lead. It was only a 1-score game.
Yeah.
I don't know what Denver was doing. Playing with their food is what they were doing.
Cam Ward only 12 for 28, 12 yards. They just hung around. And I remember, like I said, the late games I was locked in on my Niners, but I had the other TV on. I was like, oh, the Packers-Lions, that was a blowout.
Cam Ward's passes were on point on his final drive to try to go down the field. They would have needed 8 to tie, but Ridley dropped a pass that was right in his hands. There were a couple of drops there at the end where Cam
Some
Ward.
of those were rocket balls too.
Yeah,
he was trying to thread the needle.
I feel like I just want to try to cover every game, even if it gets one little shout out. I don't want to leave anyone's team out, but a game that would, to me, the score alone makes you feel like, was it that exciting? The Rams 14, Houston Texans 9. That game was in my peripheral. I wasn't even caring much. Was there anything you saw out of that one, DB, or no? Just
Well, the Rams had a big interception at the end, right? Big turnover at the end. And, yeah, it was 14-9. It was a close game. I was watching some of it. I was watching it on Red Zone.
The Texans' concerns that you had coming into the season showed themselves yesterday. Again, couldn't get into the end zone. You just mentioned kicking the field goals as well. But they had an opportunity, kind of like the Seahawks late. But Dario Gumbawale had the ball knocked out of his hands as they were driving for a possible go-ahead score. And then on a 3rd and 9, you put the ball in Stafford's hands and hits Puka Nacua, and that's the end of it. But, I mean, I think the Texans are going to be okay. Their questions were with the offense last year with the offensive line, and I don't think that those questions have been answered this year.
Oh, I got one other game.
Nacua, the big highlight was him getting stitched up in the middle of the game and coming back. Do you see him all bleeding all over the place?
I thought another game that, again, wasn't that exciting, but the Cardinals slipping by the Saints 20-13. Did you see, at the end, Rattler he threw a dime, and Budda Baker punches it out as the receiver's falling in the end zone in that final, few seconds of the game. So would have been a cool moment for the Saints. But, again, that's a game where I'm like, are the Cardinals decent? Are the Saints not that bad? That was like a game where, again, I learned nothing, I felt, A
quick question for all of you. New faces, new places. Did you see any players where you were like, oh, yeah, that's the city they're in now? Like I saw Cooper Kupp playing for Dan's Seahawks, and he looked strange in that uniform.
Oh, and when last night when the announcers kept being like, "Welcome to Buffalo, Joey Bosa," that he's wearing number 97.
Danny didn't recognize Cooper Kupp because he was on the wrong side of the chains. So this time he was short. When he was with the Rams, he always got that extra yard.
That's a funny question, Danny. He's like, who did look the weirdest? Like, look at him. I'm trying to think who that was for me yesterday.
I mean, we've seen Sam Darnold in a ton of uniforms at this point, but yesterday I'm like, oh, there he is. Look at him for the Seahawks. And then tonight, what are we going to see tonight? Anything?
I'm just wondering if someone stood
nothing
out
crazy
the most.
Tonight.
We're going to wrap it up with your phone calls, things that made you go, We're 1 week into it. Monday Night Football tonight. Rich will give you his take, his picks tonight. But something, again, non-football related. I know we're focusing on the NFL, but we kind of forgot what happened. Was it Friday night? Because we're so caught up in football, and it was so great to have it back. But Yamamoto being so close to a no-hitter and then to lose that game. But the fact that Jackson Holiday teed off with 2 outs to break up the no-hitter.
Why you got to bring up old stuff?
Because that's the thing, right?
Let's talk about the Yankees cheating scandal, too.
I know. They're tipping pitches. That's a big story, too. No, Danny G's right. But with all the football excitement.
Bets canceled.
You kind of lose that story. And you're like, that was so wild, man. That made me go, because how do you have a no-hitter going into the last inning, right?
One out away,
and then you lose that game.
To the Orioles, who aren't even like a powerhouse. The Orioles are a losing team, too.
Honestly, some people may have missed it because you're out and about. You're out and about. It's Friday night. You're chilling. You're getting your weekend started. You're excited about football or whatever. The Dodgers had a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th, and they let up a home. Yamamoto let up a home run to Jackson Holiday. Props to Holiday, but then you lose the game. That's like the worst part of the story.
I think you could always second-guess managers in baseball more than any other sport. Well, maybe not. Football, too. Every sport, really, let's be honest. But, you don't give Yamamoto one more batter to just try to finish off the game?
You're talking about Dave Roberts, who questionably is the worst manager to have in a situation like that, handling a pitcher when he's throwing a no-hitter.
Oh, really, just give him one more. Let Yamamoto get a chance at the complete game, which is rare now. One more batter would have killed you.
I only bring that up, Danny G, not to rub it in, because personally I would have liked to have seen Yamamoto do it, right? I feel like the Dodgers needed something, and it would have been cool if he got some shine in that moment. living in Shohei's shadows.
Well, that
right?
was on simultaneously with the Chiefs Chargers. So, Danny, were you
But
getting
you
phone
had-
calls from
yeah.
friends like, yo, turn on the Dodgers?
Yeah, both football and baseball group chats were going crazy at the same
Karen
time.
Ballsnatcher, I'm serious. Between Karen Ballsnatcher, the biggest story in sports, between all the NFL, like that story almost got lost in the mix. And to me, that was like, oh my God, 2 outs. That's the worst because you're rooting for that. At that point, outside looking in, you're rooting for the no-hitter. So that happened, made me say, over the weekend. I did question Dave Roberts' decision-making there.
You know what? Let's take one more NFL call from Greg in Vegas. Then I do have one quick baseball thing, and we have to talk about
And
Karen
Stephon
Ballsnatcher.
Diggs, too. Stephon Diggs.
Oh,
we didn't talk
Stephon
about.
Diggs I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Let's go to Greg. What's up, Greg?
Hey, Greg.
Hey, gentlemen, thanks for having me on. My moment for this weekend was watching everybody throw dirt on Aaron Rodgers and then him come out looking pretty vintage. Do you think that might be something to look forward to for the remainder of the season, or was that a one-and-done game?
Bro, I'm the last person on any sports network to ever be the I told you so guy because I think that's lame broadcasting. I really do. But
usually you don't like the people that do that.
Yeah, I'm not a told you so, but I've never relented on the fact that Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's done. I just think that
he's got something left.
I think he's still got a little.
You've been saying, Rich, he's going to have a comeback for 3 straight seasons, so you're going to be right eventually.
I'm going to stick with it until he finally retires.
That's
but
an interesting game because I don't know how to assess either team. Are the Jets that good? Because they looked explosive.
So I think the Jet fans should have something to look forward to. They lost on a 60-yard field goal, and I think Aaron Rodgers, vintage, 4 tutties. I mean, how can you argue that he had a good game? So I think the NFL has so many great storylines.
By the way, hold on. There was luck involved in some of these wins that we talk about.
49ers.
Maybe a missed field goal, the 49ers, the catch that DK Metcalf had. That was absolute luck. If that didn't happen, they wouldn't have been set up in that situation.
I think that for the 49ers, if I'm Dan Beyer, he said it right. The 49ers they controlled the clock. They controlled everything. They played better yesterday, but the Seahawks should have stole that game because the Niners couldn't capitalize. And that throw by Purdy, like you said, it was his second touchdown game winner, could very well and should have been a batted down pass or a pick in the end zone.
I think it's funny that the warts that the 49ers fans maybe were used to and the warts that Seahawks fans were used to, both were present in yesterday's game, so neither team comes away with it feeling good because those warts are still there, even if one team won the game, which was your team.
Yeah.
So I think the things that maybe you're concerned about were prevalent, and that's what bothers you, but they were the better team throughout the game.
I think the Niners will be okay. The big concern, Jennings, and they just got Kendrick Bourne, and I'm hoping for like a Tyreek Hill and a trade down the line or something, but the big concern right now would be Kittle, because if they were very quick to rule him out, like he's out for the game, I worry that hamstring's like a 4-week thing. Like, I don't know if they have a report yet, Dan, but as of now, I'd be very concerned how that MRI turns out, because if you lose Kittle
How do you
for a
feel
month,
about McCaffrey, though? He seemed to be solid after all that
31
calf concern.
touches.
I mean, for a guy that was
Jeez,
questionable,
right?
31 touches, and that offense runs off of him. I really feel as long as McCaffrey's healthy, the Niners could sort of play with anyone. I'm not saying but they're by means a contender right now. They could play with anyone. McCaffrey's not in that lineup. I think that team stinks.
Now, this might be a discussion in itself, and we'll still take your phone calls, things that made you go, 877-99 on Fox.
Robert Saleh did have that defense looking fired up, though. I love the return of Robert Saleh.
But Stephon Diggs is also in the news, and it's about starting fresh and starting new. Rich, I know you found this to be quite interesting. It's about his relationship with the media and how to handle it as a professional.
Yeah, I think that there's such a thing. Fresh starts. Sometimes it's hard to be like, hey, listen, we've had our ups and downs. Let's start fresh. And Stephon Diggs addressed the media yesterday. Here's a little snippet of it.
Obviously, I haven't talked much in camp. Appreciate your patience. I just try to take this time to be focused, get my mind right, get my body right. But I do kind of want to address some things as far as like that happened throughout camp. Obviously, I look at the media as a whole, and I kind of want to approach this thing as professional as possible. So, Phil and Tom, if I don't want to mistakenly or say the wrong names. But my words, I had some conversations and I had some interviews throughout camp, and some of my words are misconstrued and, kind of taken out of context. And I think I was referred to as a pain in the ass. Obviously, I don't want to come across as that. I want to be very clear. I'm an adult. I apologize. I'm not up here to ego trip. I'm not up here to, rub anybody the wrong way or say anything for clickbait. Moving forward, I kind of want to get things off on the right foot. We're going to spend a lot of time together, and I kind of want to give obviously a good interview if I'm asked questions. Moving forward, hopefully this relationship can grow. And we build on something special. Obviously it's going to be a long season, so we're going to spend a lot of time together.
They're going to spend a lot of time together, and him addressing the local Patriots media and the national NFL media saying, hey, listen, if anything I've done has been misconstrued and I've come across as a pain in the ass,
let's start fresh.
I don't want that to be. Let's start fresh.
Let's start new.
Hey, we got 18 weeks of football and hopefully the playoffs to be together.
Yeah.
And I think, how do you argue that mature approach by Stephon Diggs, who has in the past
but you nailed it. I think that's exactly what it is. I think it sounds like a guy who's in his 11th year in the league.
Matured a bit.
Sounds like a guy who's matured. He's 31 years old. He's not one of these kids anymore. So he doesn't necessarily even have to play by their rules either. So if he came across like a pain in the ass, he's just addressing it.
Yeah,
and saying sorry, and I'm not a perfect dude, but I'm going to do my best, and let's make it work from here on in. I think he handled it perfectly.
I think he was insinuating that when he's in camp, he's not the most accessible because he's in his zone, and he's like, if that made me appear to be an a-hole, not the case. I'm not a pain in the ass. I'm not a jerk, but hey, listen, we have a whole season together. Let's do good things. He even went on to say, I want to give good answers in interviews. I don't want to give you the BS answers. So I think you saw some maturity there from he said 31-year-old Stephon Diggs. So I thought that was something that made me go, this past weekend.
Things that make you go,
And I think we nailed it, man. We went over a lot, and I hate to say this, Big Mike's Panthers, they still look like they're struggling. Either that or maybe this is the year Trevor Lawrence and that team. ETN looked like he had some good bursts like that. There's I'm so confused if the Panthers could ever really get good. Bryce Young looked like, what is it, year 3 now, and it doesn't look like things have really gotten much better. Dana, is there anything you're seeing out of Bryce Young?
And they were dealing with a weather delay yesterday, but that's a tough game because Jacksonville's not in that different of a situation. Even though Trevor Lawrence has a few more years on Bryce Young, you're kind of hoping, all right, what's going to happen? Liam Cohen makes his debut. Yeah, that was a tough one. I expected a little bit more from the Panthers considering how they finished last year.
Well, yeah, we talked about how that division's sort of wide open because no one's that dominant. And hey, for all you know, the crazy story would be like the Panthers compete, but after yesterday, they just look like flat.
I would say that was a good tone setter for Trevor Lawrence.
Duval.
But Trevor Lawrence needed a game to start off that way and get on the right foot. A lot of pressure on him, even a lot of talk about how his stats have declined, and if he doesn't turn it around this year, at what point do you consider him, I don't want to say a bust, but he's got to step up this year, being that he's fallen off the past few. So a nice win for them, and we're going to play a game. Speaking of football, we have Showtime Mahomes trivia next. Your chance to win some prizes, and we're going to get you ready for Monday Night Football tonight.
Now, something I want to get to also coming up while we get a contestant for Showtime Mahomes trivia.
Karen Ball Snatcher.
877. What are we? 9er in there? What is it?
Yeah, 877-99 on Fox.
Is there a 9er in there?
An IOU for a Nerf football.
The Nerf football prize is a good one. I want to just touch on baseball, and we're going to talk about Karen Ball Snatcher for a second, but when you look at the National League, Danny G, my Met fan friends are constantly, well, the Mets going to blow this. Is someone going to catch up to them? Because the Giants are playing hot baseball, though they did lose 2 in a row. The Giants and the Dodgers play 7 games against each other over the final 19. Can you, as a Dodgers fan, assure me?
Hot baseball.
Can you assure me that your Dodgers won't let the Giants catch up to my Mets? Can you assure me that?
Absolutely not.
So you think the Giants
the Dodgers are sliding
Dude,
big time.
But they play
the Dodgers
7.
They
have
get
been
together either.
so inconsistent this season.
I said to my buddies, I go, the Giants are...
Dodgers are 3-7 in their last 10.
The Giants are 4 behind the Mets for that wild card. Yeah. And I said, the Giants still have to play the Dodgers 7 games. I'm like, I live in L.A., guys. These are my East Coast friends. I said, the Dodgers... Best case scenario, the Giants win 4 out of 7. The Giants, they can't win.
The Dodgers have a losing record since the All-Star break.
Oh, my God. That's wild. And the Padres, 1 game behind. It's wild because if all these teams play 500 all the way through, nothing changes. Like, will one of these teams, Covino, ruin the party and go get real hot or what?
Man, I don't know. I do think the Giants are a team to watch out for. I'm worried for your Dodgers, Danny G. I mean, not like to the point where I'm losing sleep, but they look terrible. Rich's Mets are sliding big time.
Oy.
The NL is just up for grabs, but especially the NL East and especially the NL West. And if you look at the AL East, it's just as bad, dude. The Yankees and the Blue Jays are so close.
Well, you're looking at
and the Red Sox.
You're looking at the Blue Jays are only 2 games better than the Yankees. The Blue Jays and the Tigers are only 2 games better than the Yankees, and the Yankees played terrible for a month of the year. The best team in the American League, best team, is going to win, 93 games, maybe 94 games?
And don't sleep on the Mariners in the West because the Astros really aren't that great. And the Mariners are only 2.5 games behind. If they could just get hot, if they could find some pitching, they got the bats to go.
But do you realize that Seattle's only 1.5 games up on that third final wild card?
Exactly.
So the Mariners could find themselves out.
Mariners could find themselves out if they don't step up.
So
They've been sliding
I just want to
bit.
remind people, while we're all hyped up about football and how great the NFL season has felt one weekend.
The wild card is definitely looking wild.
The fact that on your off days, when you're not watching football, the fact that you're down to the final under 20 games in the Major League Baseball season and wild cards are up for grabs, every division seems within reach.
The third one is up.
The only division that seems locked up is Detroit and the Brewers. Besides that, and then Philadelphia has beat the Mets. But half the divisions are up for grabs, and all the wild cards are in disarray. So, great baseball. Great football, and we'll get a winner next. We're going to play a game, Showtime Mahomes Trivia. Again, if you want in, 877-99 on Fox. We do it next. It's multiple choice. It's easy. More Covino Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
If you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Pros make it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with ExpressPros.com.
Express is your full-service workforce solution connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, they have the talent you need ready to work. A contracted workforce through Express can help manage contingent labor costs and provide people you need to meet with your current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit that as well.
Express Employment Pros helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving business time and increasing flexibility. Find your nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 Express locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support of an international headquarters.
Listen, you know hiring is stressful. Stop the hassles and the hoffs and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com to find the location near you.
Wake up, it's 2 pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes. I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations. That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all, so I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable. He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins. If
the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants some?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes. We talk about pop culture. We talk about sports. We talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The bomb. All right, welcome back to the CNR Experience.
Yeah, buddies.
The world famous Covino and Rich, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Business fluctuations make running your manufacturing business complex, but staffing your business doesn't have to be. Let Express Employment Professionals provide the workforce you need. Go to expresspros.com, find a location near you. That's expresspros.com. And for over 40 years,
man, Tire
Believe
Rack.
that? 40
Tire
years.
Rack been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. I'm sorry, I was distracted, Danny, because I'm looking at the injury updates on Kittle and Juwan Jennings for the Niners. And I know we've talked about not every facility has MRI machines. They got to do it the next day. But when you're a fan waiting to see the extent of a player injury and you're refreshing refreshing. How frustrating is that?
Usually you're just schedule watching.
Schedule watching. But no, today I'm injury watching. But are we ready to play this or what? Game time.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The mostly lovable Patrick Mahomes.
Truth is, I want everybody to love me, not just the refs.
It's time for some NFL trivia.
I'm here.
Yes, we know you're here.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here to play Showtime Mahomes trivia.
All right, FSR Security walking our broke Patrick into the main studio.
Good to see you guys. I hear you guys fanboying about Josh Allen.
Was it a long flight back for you from Brazil?
I ain't worried about it. It's going to be the same usual suspects. We'll be there in the end. In fact, you're going to see the rematch next week. Bring on the Eagles. Let's go. I ain't worried about Herbert, Schmerbert. Ain't worried about it. First week, you know what I'm capable of.
All right.
Did you say Herbert Sherbert?
Herbert Schmerbert.
Oh.
Think I care? I'm not riding the hype train. It's the first week. I hit Kelsey real nice. We're just getting warmed up. Don't worry about it.
All right. Still.
You guys rah-rahing about the Bills and the Ravens.
Yeah.
It all comes back to us. We're still the Chiefs. Ain't sweating it week 1.
Still with his chest out. Let's meet the
Right.
contestants. 24-time
Short
winner.
hair, don't care. You like my sweet little trim up right here?
Rich Davis right over there.
What up?
21-time champion Dan Byer in the house. 9-time winner Spotty Boy.
Let's do this.
And looking to win a CNR prize on the studio lines. All right, DB, I'll use you for this. Would you love to travel to beautiful Jackson, Mississippi, Fort Worth, Texas, Madbury, New Hampshire, Boise, Idaho, El Dorado, California, or Omaha, Nebraska?
Well, we were at Texas last week, so I'm sorry, Lone Star State, we're not going to go there. But we are going to keep it in the South. We're going to Mississippi, guys. Going to the SIP.
Oh, that's
The Ole Miss.
Christy.
The old man.
Hey, Christy, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. What do you do for a living there in Jackson?
I am a retail manager.
Oh, well, hey, welcome to the
Nice.
show.
Hey, mama.
All right. You're married, Patrick. Here are the rules for Showtime Mahomes NFL Trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champ. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready?
All right, I'm here.
Let's
Patrick
get it
Mahomes,
on.
I'm here. I'm ready. And can I shout out Karen Ball Snatcher real quick? She got good hands. Tell Andy Reid to get her number. Let's go. Karen Ball Snatcher.
Okay.
All right, so Patrick Mahomes here. Know a lot about these games, but which Super Bowl was the first to broadcast in high definition?
Ooh.
A, Super Bowl 33, Broncos-Falcons. B, Super Bowl 34, Rams-Titans. Or C, Super Bowl 35, Ravens-Giants.
Christy.
Christy.
Oh, B.
B. Yes.
Wow. Ba-bam.
Ba-bam.
On the
Bam.
board like that.
I was drunk in college. I don't know what it looked like.
720 high def in
Wow.
Super Bowl 34. All right, we
Damn.
move on to round 2. Christy, halfway to a CNR prize.
All right, I'm busy, but I'm here. Patrick Mahomes. What was I once quoted saying about believing?
Don't stop.
Don't stop believing. A, I don't believe in our team's excellence till I see it on the field. B, always believe in greatness unless you're the only team in the division to lose. Thanks. Or I believe in save the best for last. C, believe in yourself and all that you are.
Dan.
Christy.
Oop, Byer got in there.
I heard Dan.
I'm going to say C.
Yes.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
right.
DB.
I've always said
Get in
it.
the
Believe
mix.
in
Nice.
yourself and all that you are. Something my dad told me. I always say it. You got that, Christy? Remember it and believe it. Believe in yourself and all that you are, everybody.
How's your dad doing?
Dad's great. Family's great. Thanks for asking.
I think your dad said, believe in my story. All right, we're going to go to round 3 now. Christy and DB both on the board.
All right. This is like Bills-Ravens last night. It's a close one. All right. Okay, I hate these things more than INTs. Who has the record for most sacks in a game?
Oh.
A, Bruce Smith. B, Derek Thomas. Or C, Khalil Mack.
Christy.
Christy for the win.
A.
No, not Bruce Smith.
Rich.
Rich for the steal.
B?
Yes, sir. You didn't sound confident, but it is B.
Derek Thomas, 7 against Bayer Seahawks in 1990 when you were rocking your mushroom haircut.
Just for the record, Patrick Mahomes, that was the game where Dave Craig eluded Derek Thomas for the 8th sack and threw a touchdown to Paul Scansey at the end of the game to win a game at Arrowhead in the sunshine on a Sunday afternoon on the old artificial turf.
There were still 7 sacks. So that's what I see here.
But there wasn't an 8th, Patrick. There wasn't an 8th.
All right, three-way tie, Christy, DB, and Rich as we go to round 4.
All right, round 4, Patrick Mahomes. What former Packers O-lineman later took the Bengals to the Super Bowl as their head coach? A, Paul Brown, B, Bruce Coslett, or C, Forrest Gregg? What former Packers O-lineman later took the Bengals to the Super Bowl?
Christy.
All right.
Christy.
Go with C.
C is correct, and you walk
That's
away
right.
a winner.
Forrest Gregg, Super Bowl
Ba-bam.
16. Niners beat the Bengals 26-21.
Congratulations, Christy. We are going to mail a CNR Nerf football out to you there in Jackson, Mississippi as soon as the order of balls arrive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless Karen
good.
snatches
Thank
him. Unless, of course, Karen, the ball snatcher, gets to him first.
Yes.
I just want to warn you that's always a possibility. And, hey, guys, look out for me week 2. Chiefs, baby. Usual suspects. We're going to be at the top. We're on the bottom right now. That's okay.
Yeah. All right. Later, dog.
Yeah, later,
Bye,
guys.
Patrick.
Later,
Look at
Patrick.
Later, big dogs.
last place, and he still holds his head high.
Later, big dog. Later, guys.
Big Dog. By the way, can we add Big Dog to the list of a couple weeks ago when we talked about names you hate being called by other men?
I hate Big Dog.
Big Dog.
By the way, it's great to see
Oh,
Patrick
hey,
all
Covino.
positive and hyped up,
Hey, Steve.
even though they're in last place.
Yeah.
So, hey, props to Christy, too. That was great.
Yo,
Big win.
I'm not trying to get down on Patrick and his Chiefs, even though they did ruin my 49ers Super Bowl dreams 2 times in the last 5 years.
Patrick showed some magic in week 1.
Yeah, no, but I'm
He
saying
made some Patrick Mahomes style plays, man.
I'm just saying, playing against the Chiefs, playing against the Eagles week 2, and then week 3, who did the Chiefs play? Let's think. I just want to schedule watch for a second.
I got you. They got Eagles next
They
week.
play the Giants. That should be a win. But they could very well start, and then that would be 1 and 2, and then week 4 the Chiefs play
the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, snap.
Yo,
At Kansas City.
There's a chance that after 4 weeks, Patrick's 1 and 3.
Ooh, I don't know, man. We'll see.
I'm just saying.
Like DB pointed out before, sometimes, as good as the Bills were, sometimes they have trouble with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Ravens, it's not going to be a walk in the park for them. We'll see what happens.
All right, well, I want to talk a little baseball, but first, let's go to Dan Beyer for an update.
DB.
And then we'll talk about Karen Ball Snatcher for a second. What's up, DB?
What's up, fellas? Tonight, Bears-Vikings from Chicago. Week 1 wraps up, but the Bears are going to be a bit shorthanded. There's going to be no Jalen Johnson. The cornerback's not going to play because of calf and groin injuries. Bears also making some news in another fashion in an open letter to fans to start the season. Bears president Kevin Warren says the team is focusing on building a new stadium outside of the city of Chicago and continue focus on building the new indoor facility in Arlington Heights, Illinois, where they purchased 326 acres in 2023. The hope is for Super Bowls, Final Fours, other development around the stadium, but Warren saying today that they are now moving to focus on the Arlington Heights project and nothing within the city of Chicago. Giants head coach Brian Daboll said this about his starting quarterback for week 2.
Do you intend to start Russell Wilson this week?
Yes. It's a tough game. Again, like I said yesterday, that game doesn't fall on Russell Wilson. You got to do a better job collectively, coaching, playing, but Russ will be the starter.
Giants have the Cowboys in week 2. Jackson Dart will remain the backup to Russell Wilson. Patrick Mahomes' target, Xavier Worthy, considered day-to-day with his shoulder injury that he suffered against the Chargers on Friday. That's according to head coach Andy Reid. Right now, the team is choosing rest and rehab over surgery for Worthy. College football note, Michigan Associate Head Coach Biff Poggi will serve as the Wolverines' interim head coach as Sharon Moore serves his 2-game suspension. Phillies placed Trey Turner and Alec Boehm on the IL. As for Turner, a grade 1 hamstring strain. Team hopes he'll be back by the end of the regular season. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, DB. Did you see that stupid meme where it's like Travis Kelce hit Worthy on purpose because Taylor Swift was a little too excited talking about Worthy in the podcast?
That's funny.
It's got to be true, yeah.
It's got to be true.
It's got to be true.
By the way, we're going to talk about tonight in a few minutes. I have a great pick for tonight's Monday Night Football game. I think it's Not a no-brainer, but I like it, and I'll explain next. But real quick, Karen Ball Snatcher. Number one trending thing over the weekend, the woman who, you know what I compare it to?
This story's amazing.
There was one time we were on a flight, and our video guy, Spot, had an old lady take his luggage out of the overhead bin and throw it in the aisle of the plane.
Yeah, she called me Buster when she did it.
She called him Buster and said, "That's my space, Buster," assuming that just because there's people that think the space above your seat is like your space.
That's first come, first serve.
Yeah,
I'm zone 1.
Yeah, so
beat it.
First come, first serve. This woman thought because the ball bounced in her area and it was right within her reach that it was hers.
Yeah, and that's a major misconception. And by the way, it seems to me she's a pretty big fan. She's rocking her Phillies gear. I doubt it was her first game. So to not know the etiquette here, it's anyone's ball. It's not your ball just because it was hitting your direction. Get out of my face.
And then when the guy snags it, brings it back to his son, hugs him in a beautiful moment.
On his birthday week, the little boy's birthday week.
And then startles him by walking up to him and starting to yell at him.
And that was strange.
The guy sort of spazzed out. Because he, yeah. Oh, breaking news. Sorry.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan says that Brock Purdy's status for their game against the Saints coming up this weekend is in question because of a shoulder and toe injury suffered in their victory against the Seahawks. Not only that, Rich Davis, 49ers tight end George Kittle is expected to be sidelined multiple weeks because of his hamstring injury suffered in that win against the Seahawks. As for Juwan Jennings, Shanahan said that the MRI was okay. CT scan next on that injured shoulder.
Wow.
Any other news, DB?
Hold on. The Kittle thing.
Did Juan Soto stub his toe? Is Pete Alonso fatigued?
Should I have named the Niners that weren't injured? Is that what would have been?
Yeah, there you go. Well, you had to figure the Kittle thing, right? You had to figure that.
I figured that.
If you get 2-3 weeks, I think you're good. You didn't hear 4 to 6.
Yeah.
The Purdy thing is concerning.
The Purdy thing is, it's.
But again, here's the positive. And I was thinking about this with the Kittle thing.
Yeah.
It's week 1, dude. Right? So if you want to deal with some minor injuries, now's the time you want to do it.
And also when your week 2 matchup is against the Saints, who most people on this network rank the worst team in the NFL.
And we talked about their schedule a million times.
Yikes.
They have a lighter schedule. So if you're going to deal with these injuries, now's the time.
All right, well, listen, we'll wrap up our thoughts on Karen Ball Snatcher. And, again, it's just the story that's sweeping the nation. And I'm just –
It really is. And what is it with that haircut? Does the haircut define the personality, or does the personality define the haircut? We got to figure this out.
I want you to think of this thought, and we'll do our Monday night pick and thoughts on Karen Ball Snatcher. But ask yourself this: do Karens know they're Karens?
Well, this lady knows now because the whole world is talking about it.
Think about it. We'll get to it next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it. Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
You finally said something right. Congratulations.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
You could take that trash somewhere else. Wham! We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding. He never was an elite quarterback.
This team is unstoppable.
He made the right call.
You know that's right.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape with the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
All right, what a weekend. Let's have a great week, everybody. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Ever want to try an Olympic and Paralympic sport? Try fencing. Fast and safe, easy to start. Find a beginner class near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing. Again, that's usafencing.org/tryfencing. We're Covino and Rich with Danny G, super producing. By the way, Danny G put a great best of the week available for your listening pleasures wherever you stream your podcast. Produced by Danny G. Just search Covino and Rich. And definitely check our show out on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR. And while we're at it, we have a Patreon Monday through Friday. Join us. It's uncensored. Rich is unleashed. He's a wild guy. You got to hear his stories. And Ryan, thank you for being here. Elijah on Spot, thanks for doing all the video stuff. And Dan Byer, just thanks for being Dan Byer. And Rich,
yes,
who had a better ball snatch over the weekend, Karen or your boy, Jake Tongs?
It's a good question. I think Karen ball snatcher. And you know what I thought about when Dan Byer broke the news that Brock Purdy's a little banged up and Purdy's week 2 status is questionable. Mac Jones had a hell of a preseason, and people are talking about Mac Jones as a really if you had to have a backup play against the Saints, Mac Jones is no slouch. I think the Niners have a steal with Mac Jones. So.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity for him and a great team to play against. I think you'll have a good game with him.
How about Hopkins' one-handed touchdown?
That was
awesome.
That was a snag.
That was definitely was it a stab, a snag, or a...
It was a snag. But to wrap up the Karen thing, the memes are out of control. I just posted one that was hilarious. It was it's a book. I'm like, I'm gonna read this to my kids tonight. The Berenstain Bears meet a Karen. Like the videos and clips are hilarious.
The world went nuts with this story. I guess because everybody wants to see a Karen put in their place.
Does she know she's a Karen? That's
here's
the question.
thing.
Does she know when women have that haircut?
When she chooses that haircut, but then it poses another question. Do Karens choose the haircut, or does the haircut choose the Karen? I don't know. But here's the thing, and I got to credit KFC from Barstool, but I was thinking the same thing. So I'll say, hey, I thought this. We all hate a Karen, right?
Yeah.
And we could all hate on her in that moment. Like, what is she doing?
Yeah.
What is that about? She's the worst. But then when web sleuths try to find out who she is and we want to cancel her and get her fired and essentially ruin her life.
That's terrible.
You're no better than a Karen. So it's like you're being what you sort of are supposed to hate at that moment. You're worse than a Karen.
Over the weekend, they tracked down the wrong lady on Facebook.
Yes.
And she's like, it's not me. I promise.
So she's like, I just have a terrible haircut. It's not me.
I mean, just sorry. I'll go change my hair.
So we need to be better than Karens. And yes, we could all collectively hate her and laugh and point your finger and be like, don't be. But when you try to ruin her life, like when are we satisfied? When she jumps off a bridge? Like that's got to stop.
I said to Covino, it sounds terrible. I go, but what if this woman like killed herself? Like we got to take it easy a little bit, right? And
Seriously,
I think the reality is the embarrassment for a weekend is enough. Let this woman live her life now. She's been humiliated enough. Now, as far as tonight goes, we have a Monday Night Football game, and Danny, you hit me up with the meme, so it's got to be true, but I believe it because he is from Illinois. The McCarthy family is coming out to play tonight. J.J. McCarthy's dad said that he has around 200 to 250 friends and family that will be in attendance for his son's first ever NFL game near his hometown Monday night.
No pressure.
So, you talk about a kid that's from Illinois, Chicago kid, makes his debut for the Vikings tonight in front of not only Soldier Field, who's going to be booing him, hoping that Caleb Williams could show some stuff. J.J. McCarthy's going to have hundreds of think about it. It's like a wedding.
I
love you and care about you in the stands watching, so no pressure.
And one person will bring a toaster, and one person will be wearing overalls because there's always like mutant family members that show up with a straw hat on.
What do you call them again? The others?
The others. Every family has like the others, and they come out of the woodworks.
You know who the others
events.
are? The others, every family has them. It's the person that doesn't know
the
how to...
family members you're embarrassed by.
Yeah, it's the person they don't know how to dress for a wedding.
The others.
They the ones that you don't really talk about when you talk about family.
So
like,
you're going to see J.J. McCarthy's like weird family members that come out with like, yep, we're here for J.J.
Like great Uncle Hank from who's like Decatur, Illinois, who comes there like, hey guys,
Uncle Bartlett's going to be there like, here for J.J. He's my great nephew. So enjoy that. You got the Bears, Minnesota at the Bears tonight. Any good picks for tonight, Rich?
I simply just like I like the Vikings money line. I think it's so hard to pick, but I'm just really going to roll off the momentum of McCarthy. And we forget that other than Sam Darnold laying an egg in the playoffs, and remember that team was 13-4. We forget the Vikings were really good.
Really good.
And J.J. McCarthy is who they mortgaged their future on, right? They want this guy. They feel like he's the dude.
Think of how high they were on Darnold. So to be that high on Darnold and then move on to McCarthy, yeah.
Coaching is great. The team, is projected to be pretty decent. I just think that J.J. McCarthy shows you something tonight. I'm not saying Caleb Williams is trash tonight. I just think that in a close game, it's like a point spread difference. It's like I think you just go money line.
And what's the
Vikings.
over-under on adult toys in the WNBA?
Oh, no, this is not WNBA.
Oh, what's that?
This is NFL.
Oh.
Yeah, it started in the WNBA. Now it's moved on to the NFL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a good 10 minutes trying to figure out how to say that on the air.
Adult toys is a good way.
Adult toys? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a money line bet and different props you can make. Let's go over this tomorrow. Save this for tomorrow.
All right, nice.
Marital aid, by the way. That's
a marital aid?
Yes, yes.
We will talk about marital aids and adult toys in sports tomorrow. And more trivia, more prizes. But, yeah, let's all watch the game and enjoy, and we'll discuss mañana.
And let's go Mets. Beat the Phillies. We'll see you. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land. Goodbye, guys.
Go.